Hello, babies. Hi, cuties. Hi, darlings. Hi, sweets. How are you? How are you doing? Let me know. This is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Please use your own discernment and intuition. It is also timeless, so whenever you find it, it is the right time. I will never reach out to you for personal readings because I'm not doing them. And two, I would not reach out to you like that anyway. So please report those people or, don't give them your attention or money. Do what you will, though. So as I was meditating right before this, I was watching the smoke from the cinnamon that I'm burning. And I got like really relaxed all of a sudden and like kind of sleepy. So maybe you need to like take a nap or just like chill out and like do something you enjoy. But as I was watching the smoke from the the cinnamon, it would look like a waterfall at moments, and then it would go down, and then it would come up, and then it would go like sideways and like back into the little cup that I have it sitting in, and it would fill up the cup, and then it would go downward. And so trying to balance like all your elements, like your water, your fire, your air, your earth, and embracing those parts, like making sure that you're feeding them, like giving attention to them, because that will benefit you. Maybe that will help with your like feeling that relaxed feeling. So feeling that water, which is your emotions, your intuition, shit like that, going to getting back into your spiritual practice. The earth energy of like maybe you need to spend some money or work your body. Also making your environment nice and grounding. Your fire, that's creative energy and destructive energy. So what do you need to destroy and get rid of, and what do you need to create? Your earth energy, your air energy is your mind and your words. So do you need to learn a new thing? Do you get benefits from that? Do you need to change the way that you think, your habits? That's gonna help you become more at ease with yourself. So if you're feeling like really like, man, you're like, I'm burnout, like I don't even know what to do for self-care right now, maybe just taking these little steps will help. Knight of Pentacles. I'm also getting, maybe this is, do use your own discernment, of course. If you're like one of those people that's really fucking strict with your diet, you might need a cheat day, and like, or learning to find ways to give yourself little treats or like indulge in a little bit, because you're starving a certain part of yourself that needs that indulgence and sensuality of it. And if you're being super super fucking strict, like I'm not encouraging, like, because I can feel like some of you being like, oh, I had an addiction of like, I was like 300 pounds overweight, whatever, like I was not healthy, I was not doing well, I pre-diabetic, whatever you're saying. So finding that indulgence in a healthy way, like maybe opening up your diet a little more and allowing yourself some less rigidity in that diet, because that's gonna help feed a little part of yourself that's kind of been starved, because ultimately we're meant to experience all of this 3D life. And sometimes that just means experiencing the sensuality of food. and what it brings to you. So you don't have to like, I think you're at a point now that you're not going to lose control and like eat a whole fucking cake and then like spiral. You've done enough to where it's like, you know, that part of yourself, you're not going to fall back into it. So allowing yourself to have these little indulgences, or like finding the, like making your own healthy version of it and making a thing of it, will definitely help. Because I'm getting, it's like you're missing out on a whole part of this 3D existence, and that's indulgence. That's just experiencing that sensuality. You get to experience physical things, and you're starving yourself of that. Legit, like yesterday I went to the store, and this might be for me too, because I used to eat terrible, and like I was very unhealthy and stuff, because I was feeding a part of myself that was empty, and I thought food would help, and it didn't. It just made me unhealthy. Oh yeah, so I was like looking at that like canned cheese, and I was like, fuck, that shit sounds so good. I was like, fuck. And I starved myself of that. And now I'm like thinking back, I'm like, man, I should have just tried it and see like if I even like it now. Like that was, I haven't had it maybe in like 10 years or something crazy like that. Like I should just try it and see if I get anything out of it. Like that's part of this experience is experimenting. Hierophant. Also with that Hierophant, it's okay to let people help you, or like reach out for help. Maybe you don't want to overwhelm people with what you're going through, or oh my goodness, I love that. We have the High Priestess. That's like a spiritual match. So reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Like you're not going to be a vampire. You're not going to be an energy vampire or anything like that by reaching out for help. Like you give so much energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Like you can enjoy that too. You can reach out to people for help and advice, and maybe that's getting part of getting back into those communities and reaching out and talking. You're not going to be a burden, and if that person is going to be like that, then that's an answer you needed anyway. And don't let that deter you from getting to the right person to help. And in this, like, it's going to be weird. So this indulgence, this balancing, feeding certain parts of yourself that may have been starved, and not experiencing certain physical things of this world. And then, you know, trying to find a balance and giving into that. That's going to help, because of this, I was really highlighted with that third eye. That's going to help your intuition a little better, because you're putting so much energy in stopping this desire. I'm not telling you, for one, I just want to clarify, I'm not telling you to go on a fucking bender or fall back into like really toxic like addictions. Like obviously use discernment there. No one is telling you to do that. But finding this balance of like, okay, I can live life. I can go just vent and dump on somebody real quick. Like obviously see if they're open to that and they're in a space, you know, whatever, be somewhat reasonable. But hey, can I reach out? Can I talk to you? Like, and then putting that out there and being a little selfish and talking about yourself and your problems and stuff like that, that's going to help you like strengthen your intuition, because there's energy that you're putting into starving this part of yourself, these parts or these desires or these needs or whatever, and it's causing like exhaustion, draining energy, like you may not, like let's say you're a painter and you have no fucking energy to paint because you're like doing this, you're starving yourself of something. There needs to be a balance. So yes, find maybe a healthy alternative. Like if you want to fucking eat cake every day, find that, create your own recipe that's healthy and will somewhat give you what you need there, so you can eat cake every day. There's ways around it, and like using that creativity in the right way is actually going to stoke the fire of that creative power, that creative energy, that fire, and that's going to give you more energy to do so. We have the Page of Pentacles. So we have 2 pentacles here. It might help to learn on a further topic. Like, let's say we're going to the eating thing. There's a book out there, it's like called The Glucose Revolution or something like that. So, and it tells you you can eat shit food, you just have to eat it in a certain way. It said like you got to eat your fats, then your proteins, then your vegetables, then you can have like all the sugars and shit like that, and the carbs. And they actually tell you in that book, if you put fat on your carbs, it actually helps you like not spike your sugar as much. So it helps you lose weight and not have this insulin resistance and shit like that. Like, learning something about like being open to a new perspective, a new idea, and learning on that will help you. Like, maybe this will help you indulge, feed a part of yourself that needs to be fed, like learning something new, mentally challenging yourself, whatever. Oh, that's why. Man, that's crazy. Okay. I was like, oh no, I don't need to pull this deck out. Like, it doesn't seem like the right fit. And now it's making sense. So listening to your intuition, like maybe taking note on an intuitive hit or like an idea you get, and maybe not acting on it because you're like, I don't know. And then like allowing it to unfold and be like, oh shit, okay, that's gonna give you confidence in your intuition. They had the Knight of Swords come out, so that makes sense. The purple, definitely feeding that intuition. With this Knight of Little Swords here. If you're okay, I got an image of like a little kid doing, like putting a cape on. See how he has a little cape and doing some like Evel Knievel shit. If you need that, bro, no one's fucking stopping you. Sometimes you need to be a little selfish and a little chaotic. Like, step back into that child energy, that kid energy, and feed that part of yourself. If you need to go get on a dirt bike and do some stupid shit, no one's stopping you. You might need to feed that part of yourself. Go be a little reckless. Man, I did a thing. I forgot that I had this urge within me. Like, I used to do like crazy stuff, like for like off-roading and mudding and stuff like that. And I hadn't fed that part of myself, the wild redneck within me, in a long time. Like, I ride my motorcycle, and I'm not gonna lie, I shoot the gap in between cars and shit like that. Like, I have to have that like outlet because I'm so strict and disciplined in other ways. And sometimes I forget that because I'm like so focused on a goal. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this, and then I lose track, and then something bubbles up within me to where I have to get that urge out, and then I do something really stupid. Like, I got into a little angry thing over this Karen who didn't like, so I was at the, oh my god, I see it's 11:11 right now. Yes. So yeah, this is also like feeding these parts of yourself. I'll go back to the story, but feeding these parts of yourself is really gonna help your wish fulfillments, your manifestations come in, because you're opening these doors that you've closed off and starved. And it's like when a plant, I'm seeing like a plant that's wilting and dry and like almost dead, and then you water it and it comes back to life and it's like flowering and like all this dope shit happens. Like, it, you know, it like brings you joy, all this stuff. Like, all of these things will happen as soon as you start like nourishing every part of yourself. You're gonna flourish everywhere else, and you're gonna have more energy. Like, I'm not even seeing like you needing to sleep more. Like, you may end up sleeping less with these things that you're doing because you're so full of energy that you can do this shit. Like, it's just like you suddenly don't need to sleep. You're like, fuck, I only slept 2 hours last night. I was just so excited to wake up and like do this that I forgot. So that's gonna this wish fulfillment, that this is doable. That can happen. Your body can be, and spirit can be so fulfilled with this self-care shit, that feeding all of these parts of yourself, that you won't need to sleep. Like, you'll be so fulfilled by everything you're doing. You're like, oh shit, I just gotta take a little nap real quick and we'll go. That fucking fly. And then once again, so with this fly being annoying, there's gonna be people, and I got chills all over my body, so that's confirmation. There's gonna be people that are gonna be like, how? You're gonna do that? Really? Well, I hope you don't fall back into eating like shit again and gain all that weight back. You had that sleeve, that gastric sleeve. That's a waste of money, huh? Look at that. That fly is right on that Knight of Swords. So, sir. How interesting. So I have the death card at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Ooh, and underneath that is the Fool, bitch, and the Magician. So we went from 0 to 1 to 2 with the High Priestess. So you're on the right path. You'll know you're on the right path. So there, people are going to try and tell you like, oh, like, don't go do this reckless shit, whatever. Like, or if you end up doing it, like, because that Knight of Swords, I was telling you, like, maybe you need to do some Evel Knievel shit. Maybe you need to, like, make some sketchy ass makeshift ramp and take your bicycle on it. Like, go back into this energy. That needs to be fed. Because, like, going back to my story, I was at the car wash, and it was in the touchless car wash, and there's only one that will fit my truck and, like, not do any stupid shit to my mirrors. Like, my mirrors can be out and all of that stuff, so I really like it. And because it doesn't have the one that, like, blow dries. This fly can, yeah, there's gonna be people that are gonna be trying to agitate you, make you question yourself, all of this, and like stay stagnant with that death card in reverse. They're gonna try and make you like be like, oh, I shouldn't do that, or they're gonna judge you if you eat something or whatever. They're gonna be like, really, you're gonna fall back onto that? All right. Oh, you did that reckless thing? You have kids. You have people you need to take care of. That's selfish. No, bitch. I might die an early death that wasn't necessary because I'm not feeding myself. So anyway, going back to the car wash, there's only one lane, and the way they built this place, like, you can't have a big truck and back up out of it. Like, it was like, it's like they force you into this like corral. So there's like medians to where you can't just like get out easily, because it was shut down, the one that I wanted to use. So I put my reverse lights on, and this lady backed up just a little bit, but not enough to let me fully out to where I can get into the open space of where you drive into the car wash and exit. So she didn't let me get out, and I was like, yo, like, you gotta let me out. Like, I threw my hands up like, hey, you gonna let me out? Like, hey, I gotta still back up. So I put it in park, and then I put it in reverse again, and like started inching towards her. She didn't move, and I was like, this fucking bitch. I got fucking mad. I let her affect me. I'm not even gonna lie. I let this bitch affect me. Straight up. Yeah, I was not happy. I was like, this really, dude, like, you can clearly see I need to get out. And I need to, like, my truck is bigger than the space you're giving me. So I said, fuck it. All right. Put it in 4-wheel drive. And there's a grassy, so it's like this big grassy slope on one side, and then the big ass median. So you're like stuck in there unless you reverse out past that median to get into an open space to turn around. So I was like, fuck it. Put it in 4-wheel drive. I started going up the grassy slope. I didn't know it was freshly watered, so it was slick as shit, and I have big mud tires on my truck. It tore up all of the fucking grass. I was like, oh fuck. I'm throwing grass and shit all over the place. That bitch finally backed up to let me out. I'm like, this fucking bitch. Like, I let her get to me. But I needed that outlet. I need something to fill that crazy, wild redneck in me. Like, I need that. And that dawned on me as like, I haven't done anything in my truck. Like, I haven't like tested like the 4-wheel drive to that extreme. Like, man, like it just dawned on me, like, oh, I haven't fed that part of myself. Like, I grew up on a ranch. We did stupid shit like that. We we'd drive through the fields in our little ranch wagon. It was like a 57 ranch wagon or something like that. I can't remember, 57 or 60. But and we'd get stuck or die and give up on it. Like, we did stuff like that. And I grew up like that was an enjoyment of mine. So if you lose like track and like don't feed that part of yourself because like you're like I allowed with that fucking fly being annoying and being annoying all up in here, I allowed people to tell me like, oh, that's bad, like don't feed into that, that's the rules are this, the rules are that, and I allowed them to press their fear upon me, and I starved that part of myself. So people are going to try and tell you you cannot let them affect you. And with that, these leaps of faith is going to bring your manifested, like I said with that 1111, it's going to bring these manifestations in like nobody's fucking business, because you're opening that feminine part of yourself. Like, we all have that within us, that receptive energy. I'm open to receiving. So I'm not in this closed off death card in reverse. I'm not in this closed off, clinging, walled up energy. No. As soon as you take this leap of faith and like start feeding these parts of yourself, you're going to have so much motherfucking energy. Things are going to start just pouring in, and you're not going to need, like, legit, you could step into a timeline where you don't need sleep. This is possible. And to me, you're still going to need to take naps and shit like that, because your subconscious, like, you might need to have dreams and stuff like that, but it's going to be more efficient because you're feeding yourself properly. Anything else from this deck? One more to fill the space. Oh, that one shot out. So we have Page and Knight energy out here. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. Wait, King of Pentacles, sorry. Ugh. Interesting, bitch. So we have the Knight of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. So you need to revert back to that child energy of like doing some dumbass shit, like Evel Knievel, like reckless stuff. And that will actually bring you more mastery. Like, there's going to be all this flying, that little annoying fly around here. Doing that bullshit, like, oh, don't do that, that's immature, that's bad, that's reckless, that's selfish, that's blah, 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 blah. It's just a bunch of hot air too, bitch. That's gonna bring you, ignoring that shit is gonna bring you more mastery to the physical realm, because you need that stuff. Whatever you feel drawn, like, there's a compromise that can be made. And that's gonna, so reverting back to these old, like, immature, quote unquote, immature things, childish things, that's gonna bring you so much mastery and freedom. Like, we have this very, so if you haven't, like, met your spiritual connection, like, partner yet, like this, your, kingdom spouse, soulmate, high-level soulmate, whatever you align with, if you haven't met that person yet, or you're not in a connection with them yet, that's going to bring you to this. That's going to bring you to your spiritual match. This, and raise you to a higher level of connection. This is also the different parts within you. The feminine and the masculine spiritual parts, the divine feminine and masculine within you coming into union as well. So this is going to help you master that by feeding these different parts of yourself, finding balance, and knowing that there is a reason you still need to, like, feed these urges within you, these desires within you. Sometimes you need to go do some wild, like let's say you let somebody talk you out of riding a motorcycle because, like, oh, you have a kid now, like, how that's selfish, whatever. You're giving your power away to some fucking person outside of you that is not living your path. And you might need to actually have that outlet to where you can be a better parent. That might be something you end up making more money doing that thing, riding motorcycles or whatever with that, or you're bringing more abundance to your family by doing that. You need that. So, and don't give your power away and then dampen your abundance, dampen your any of this stuff because somebody's saying like, oh, you're a shitty parent if you ride a motorcycle. We have the devil in reverse. That's freeing yourself from like these words of shit that it doesn't serve you. We have this haunted house in reverse. That's the Lovers card in this deck. That's freeing yourself from these shitty connections that and giving power away to people that don't really have an awareness. Like, I'm not saying it's good intentions with what they're saying. They're caring, but they don't realize it's their own fear that they're trying to project on you. They're not even fucking aware of that. They just think they're being a good person. Like, oh my God, you need to like not do that because you're a parent now, or you need to not do this because that's illegal, or the rules say this or whatever. Once again, I'm not encouraging like red rumming somebody or anything like that. Like, within reason, people. Maybe you like to speed and you need to go to a track day and just get your fucking rocks off on the track for a day and then you can go home. Like, there's ways around it, but it's like you gave your power away to these people that don't even fucking know. They have no, with that Hierophant and the High Priestess being there, that's a connection of like they intuitively, spiritually, wholly understand each other and help each other grow on each level. Like, they're teaching each other, they're understanding each other, they have the same goal. But it's the masculine and feminine of each. These people aren't on that level that gave you this advice or told you this or tried to scare you out of doing this. They don't understand you and your path. And they're not even on anything remotely similar to what you're doing, which is undoing this fear. You're not playing in the Matrix anymore. So the self-care deck was calling to me because this is self-care. Look at the stars, 31. I associate the 31 with like being like a boss or a leader. So looking to leading from your intuition, also like how it's like the astrological signs. You need to like start following these astrologers on YouTube or whatever. One of my favorites is Cam White. He's the shit. Like, just because he's like chaotic and like says all this crazy shit, like, and he's like authentic and like his shadow, like he'll be like, yeah, I'm a judgy bitch sometimes. Like, he's open like that. So I enjoy him. But like following these people that and learning like career astrology, that type of stuff, that's going to help you be a better leader and help you understand yourself. Maybe that's just getting a chart reading from somebody or learning to do that yourself. We have, bitch, what the fuck did I say earlier? Sweet treat. Sometimes you need to just give yourself that. Enjoy the sensuality of being in a body. Maybe you need to fucking masturbate. Nobody's stopping you. I'm not. Get it, girl. Get it, boy. Indulge in that shit. Or, you know, if you can't like actively have it right now, then find an alternative. Like, get your little monk fruit out and make your own cake and do it that way. And find, like, bitch, I want to eat cake every day, but I'm pre-diabetic. Okay, then learn to make your own cake. Use that creative energy, how she's baked it. And then while you're baking it, you can put the intent of, this is going to heal my body. This is going, like, you can put that intent into the food and then eat it and get healing from it with your love and your intent, your own magic. Nourish the temple. This is just this whole thing. I'm also getting is maybe somebody needs to start doing Ayurvedic, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, practices. Like, there's a body oiling ritual that you do, like completely covering your body in oil before you shower so you don't lose the moisture, or like oiling your feet before bed, like getting into those practices of like maybe only eating at certain times, but then you can have those sweet treats, but only at certain times. Or, you know, understanding that. I'm just getting like, for some reason that popped up is the body oiling thing. Or getting into Chinese medicine herbs, like mixtures for certain things that you have going on. I am not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice, just to be clear. This is all my spiritual understanding. 14, connect with your ancestors. That's going back, like how I said earlier, connecting with your intuition. This is going to make things stronger. Maybe going back to a spiritual practice you let go of, or finding a new one. Meditating more, that's going to bring you calming energy, balance, and being in your own energy and knowing what's yours and not these people that are trying to put their fear on you. And that's also going to help you release from them and be like, oh, in that meditation, you might find answers of like, oh, that person was just fearful of this. That's their own story. I don't have to buy into that. And if they're going to continue to judge me, then we might have to go our separate ways, or I'm going to have to set a boundary of like, we're not going to talk about this anymore, because this is my truth, and I don't, you know, respect your insight, but this is not for me, you know, however it needs to come. Alone time. And that's kind of going into that connecting with your ancestors, meditation, alone time, finding, like I said, maybe taking that motorcycle ride is going to make you a better parent, because you need that alone time to be a better master of this physical realm and bring more abundance to your family and be that King of Pentacles. It's just an energy. A female can be in the King of Pentacles, a male can be in the King of Pentacles, whoever. And that's going to bring you more abundance and more mastery over this life. And we have Burning Bowl Ritual at the bottom of the deck. So there's some, maybe some words, phrases that have stuck with you, like, oh, you can't do that. That's breaking the rules, or you're blah, blah, blah. You're this, you're that, whatever. Writing it down and then seeing it leave your essence, leave your mind, leaving anything that it's held or it's done to you or whatever, like, or if it's trapped in your body somewhere, like seeing it leave there, that whatever pain has been associated with like knee pain, hip pain, whatever, writing it down and seeing it leave your essence and burning away into smoke, into the world, and letting the earth take care of it. That might be helpful. And hydrate. So I'm also getting while you're doing all this release work and stuff like that, you're probably going to have to hydrate more to flush this out of your physical body, and that's nourishing your temple. Yeah. And we did have spend time with friends. I think that's more just reaching out to people when you're like, dude, I need to just like get this out of me. Can you please listen and help me? Because I just need someone to talk to. And being like okay with like just receiving that help. All right, babies, I think that's it. I love you so much. I am so proud of you. Keep this up. You're doing amazing. Follow your own path, your own map, and don't let others control your destiny. All right, I love you so much. Bye.